Hey love, it's your girl Shantana Redman and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here or you're returning and you haven't gotten a chance to subscribe, make sure y'all subscribe, turn on the post notification bell so the moment I upload y'all be the first to see. Make sure to check out all my previous videos, like, comment and share. So as y'all can see by the title of today's video, I will be discussing it's okay not to be okay. So if you're interested in this video, please make sure you watch from the start to the end. So let's get into this video. Be wondering why is it that I choose this topic to come here to tell you that it's okay not to be okay. So pretty much it's straightforward, so let's just jump right into the video. Let me tell you something, right, from based on from my experience. And as I said, I will state that my experience and your experience is definitely not the same experience. While I may experience, you may not experience it as well, but I just come to tell you that it's okay not to be okay, and this ranges from a variety of stuff. I did make some jottings as to some of the topics that I really want to discuss, so if you see me looking down, it's because I have the information here on a little notepad-ish, something like that. So my first pointer is that don't make rush decision, right? So I know with this whole pandemic, this life-changing process, like we had to adjust so quickly, like the adjustments made, like we never actually thought that we could actually come down to something like this, like we working from home, not able to go out as we used to bond with family and friends because of COVID, and you know, everybody wants to be safe as well. But before I jump into the video, or before I jump in the topic, my bad, I should be asking you guys how you all doing. I hope that everything is going safe. I know some of you all may not be 100% okay or at the spot that you want to be, but the mere fact that you're here, that you managed to come by to watch my video, to come by to hear a word, then I'm assuming, you know, that you are being troubled. You have the same title, it's okay to not be okay, but at the same time it's not okay to not be okay, right? So the first one is that don't make rush decision. I know that with all that is going on now, we're having classes online, we're working from home, the restriction of, you know, to going out, not feeling afraid that, oh, if I go out today I might have COVID or whatever. But sometimes some decisions are we are faced with some decision, especially now, and it's as if you're not sure how to go about conquering the decision that you have to make, right? And in a sense, for me, I'm going to talk about school, right? Because currently, I mean, you have issues here and there, but school is one of my main issues now, right? And you know, you come about and sometimes you feel like giving up. We're talking about school here, for example, but as I said, each person decision varies from different categories. So work, school, family, marriage, relationship, whatever it means, but I'm using school for example, right? And we come here and you know, we feel so stressed, we feel so uncomfortable, we feel like lecturers and teachers are making it worse for you, especially that you're working from home for some, and you go in classes online. It's really draining, and you know, you feel like you reach at a point like you feel like, yo, I don't need this degree, I don't need to go to school, like you don't need to do it. But you feel the same thing goes for work. You don't feel motivated to go to work. At this point in a relationship, you feel like, yo, you not sorry and me not sorry, so might as well you cut it. Like your family ain't on the same page that you are, and so you decide to say, yo, we're gonna drop it. But what I want y'all to understand is that you need to be careful with some of the decisions that you make. Be careful of the choices that you make in life, because you may be in the spot now and not thinking about what's going to happen in the future. What's going to happen if I decide that, yo, I'm going to give up, like I'm going to throw in the towel, I'm going to walk away from that relationship, I'm going to walk away from getting that degree, I'm going to walk away from that job, I'm going to walk away from that family. Y'all need to take a time out, sit down, do some assessment to see, if I make this decision today, what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen the day after tomorrow, right? I know the future doesn't promise to anyone, but at the same time, while you're here, you still want to make sure that if plan A failed, plan B failed, plan C failed, plan B and it goes straight down to the alphabet, you at least have something to back up each stage in your life. So make the choice, make it right, and make sure that whatever you're going to tackle or whatever you're going to do, it will reflect to have some form of meaning in the later half. And it's okay to quit. I don't, person might say no, continue fighting. It's fine to quit, right? So I'm not saying that you're going through something and if you find it or you see it best to quit, then definitely quit. But think about what's going to happen after you quit. Think about what's going to happen if you continue pushing on. Okay, guys? The next one is balance is key. Definitely, just imagine a scale, right? You have the scale on your right and you have the scale on your left. You don't want the scale on your right to be up and the scale on the left to be down. You want it to be balanced where they're on the same level, because a lot, as I said, is going on and you feel as if, I'm talking for me when I'm talking in general as well. So you might hear and you're not feeling well, you're not feeling you just feel as if stuff is not in place, right? So you're the year so today, you're over here so tomorrow, the next day you're way behind. Balance is very key. It's a key. So when you come up or when you get up in the morning, whatever time you want to tackle these stuff, you try to balance out a little of everything. You balance your personal life, you balance your church life, you balance your family life, your friends life, you also balance a you life, a work life, a school life. Have everything laid out, because what I come to realize is that you write down stuff and have them in front of you, it tends to create a bigger picture rather than you trying to say, oh, I need this to be done, you want this to be done. Write down everything and try to balance everything. Try to incorporate everything that you have within a day, and if you can't finish it within a day, then you take it piece by piece, little by little, because at the end of the day you're still learning, and even though you might think that you know everything, you're still learning. So take it one step at a time. I think sometimes we think so much, well, for me, that hey, you're catching up age, you're finishing school, you want a better job, you want to still start building a family, you want to start to acquire a car, you want to acquire a house, you just want additional business, you want so much. And it's like sometimes you actually sit down there, I'm talking from me, and not thinking on how to go about getting them done in order, rather than sitting down there crying and say, boy, things not work out, things don't look look right on my end. But it's good to balance out stuff. Take things step at a time. So if it's work, it's work. It's school, it's school. It's family, it's family. It's relationship, it's relationship, right? So take it little by little and try not to overcrowd yourself with it, okay? The next one is don't judge a book by its cover. And I think this is like the most famous quote like anyone can said. Don't judge the book by the cover. Or for example, you go somewhere and you see a product and you're like, look, that packaging looks so disturbing, or that advertisement is so like give you kind of shiver your body and like, yeah, I'm not buying that, or I'm not eating that, or I'm not drinking that. And if you just go about and say, all right, forget about advertisement, forget about what everybody has to say about this product or this service, and when you finally dive into it, it's like you're like, oh my gosh, can you imagine if I watched the advertisement, have watched the outer packaging, I watched the labeling and everything, and never tried this? You'll be missing out so much on this product or this service. So now that I kind of bring that across, I'm going to relate it with human terms. So this is in a sense that society, in quote, social media, influencer, artists, actors, actress, y'all name all of them, right? So you see them going about, and also persons within your age group, right? And you see they're going out, they're buying car, they're buying house, they're taking, they're traveling, they're buying expensive stuff like products like Louis Vuitton and those stuff. Don't get me wrong, if you're working, you deserve to treat yourself, you deserve to spoil yourself, so don't get me wrong. And it's okay if you come and you buy expensive product and you're like, hey guys, I just buy my Mercedes. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. And like every morning you get up, you post a video with you in your car. Nothing is wrong with that, because for two things. Persons put out those content to show a fake life, knowing that it's not real, okay? And two, persons put those out to encourage you. See, a positive and a negative effect, right? So negative in a sense that they fake it, right? They fake it right through. So you're saying, oh my gosh, she just buy a car, she just got a house, and you're like, how? Why? Right? She just want. That's just like, oh my gosh, you know, she just got this, she just got out rated, blah blah blah. That's the attention they see. While the other person on the positive side posts it to encourage you, but it depends on how you receive that message, right? So as a girl at my age, I'm currently 23, right? And I see where she, you know, girl get her car, get her house, in her job, and y'all girl living her good life. And I'm like, wow, she's at my age. Bear in mind, they say not to compare others, but at the same time, like you said, if she's 23, get her house and her car, in a good job, I can do it too, right? You tell yourself that I can do it, not saying that you bad minding that individual because she get her house and she car in a job. That must to some extent let you feel motivated to say, okay, if she can do it, I can do it just the same. So you're gonna put in the work. I mean, you're not going to do all negative stuff to get it. You're gonna say, all right, then I'm gonna, you know, get myself together. I'm gonna find that job, secure that bag of money, yeah, and then I'm gonna start thinking about how am I going to go about working to get my car, to get my house. So it looks, it's so messed up at the same time, but at the same time it's good. It's to encourage you to say that you can do it. And one of, like, a good example that I will say is that a baby, for example, you go to a swimming pool and you see a baby swimming and you're like, big tough turkey like me and can't swim, like, what is going on, right? You feel so embarrassed that you say, you know what, I'm gonna learn how to swim just like the baby. And when he said don't judge the book by the cover, it's on two point of view, right? So we're talking about self and we're talking about the inner self as well. So don't judge the book by cover, right? So try to like focus on how you can build you. Try to see how best you can help yourself. Try to see how best you can move forward, right? So don't feel intimidated because your friends are going ahead of you. Don't feel as if that you're being left behind, because as I said, God timing and mankind timing is too different. And you see persons out there which you might say to yourself, but they ain't doing anything. Like, you're out here killing up yourself, working so hard, and you're still not getting what they have. Don't judge the book by the cover, because you don't know what they're doing to get what they have. You don't know the struggles that they're going through behind the door, because some person tend to celebrate when they win the victory. They don't show you what's going on of obtaining that victory that they have. So don't be discouraged. Don't feel as if you're left behind, because I mean, the timing different. Like, everybody timing is just different. So take your time, try to focus on you, try to see how best you can, you know, create that picture, create that image, and don't be discouraged. Do not judge the book by cover. Take it one step at a time, and eventually it will come to pass. Like, it will come to pass. Just give it some time, guys, right? Don't feel discouraged, okay? The second point is to confront your fears. You heard what I said. Confront your fears, right? And each person fear differs. My fear is that you know, age is catching up on me. I'm not seeing the goals that I want to obtain. I'm not in the position where I want to be, right? While some person fear is just that, you know, the fear of letting go of what they have to branch off to something good. Their fear of not being able to let go and to be loved back all over again. Their fear is to move on and can't find back that happiness that they seem. So everybody fear is different, but what you need to do is confront those fear. If it's a case that you have to sit down, take some time off, sit and talk about these fears on your own, or you write them down, have them up, paste them up in your surrounding, and each day you try to see what caused you to have that fear. Right, so sometimes we have fear and we really don't know like what caused it. It's not like we make a move and we realize when we make the move it got bad the first time. Confront the fears, find out what's causing the fear, and then when you confront those fears, you see what's causing the problem. Then if it's a case that you need to confront that individual, if you have to confront that situation that's in your life, because sometimes our fear has nothing to do with humanity. It has nothing, it has to do with just you being fearful, right? So you have to find it. So when you highlight the fears, when you confront it, you find out what's the cause for the fear, then you work on it to see how best I can overcome this fear, how best I can try to see if I can finish our school, how best I can see how well I can excel in work, how best I can see I can work within my relationship, to see how best I can work with my families as well, and friends, or whatever fear that you have, because my fear and your fear is not okay. So it's okay to have fear some of the time, because for me personally, I come to realize that having fear kind of builds you. And it might sound crazy, like how you fear for build you, like it literally does for me, because sometimes we struggle so much and we have fear for every single thing, and then when we realize that, you know, it's getting the best of us, it's not allowing me to glow, it's not allowing me to feel free, you start working on those fear, and over a period of time those fear no longer become a fear, because you have worked on it, you have overthrown that fear that you actually going through. So highlight it, right? Confront it, find out what's causing it, and try to work on it in a sense that you are able to overcome them. So those fears are no longer a fear. Okay guys, the next pointer that I have is remember good times. I know with this whole pandemic, and you know, we feel trapped, right? As much as we're here, we're not here. In class, we're not in class. We're at work, we're not at work. We're in a relationship, we're not in a relationship. We're at church, we feel like we're not at church, right? But it's fine. It's okay. It's gonna be okay, guys. It's so hard to say it's gonna be okay when you know that. Remember good memories, right? I know it's a bit hard to say that I'm going through so much, and bringing up that good memories is going to only make it worse. But I've come to realize that sometimes when you try to remember good times, sometimes it does bring that little smile on your face, it brings that little laughter in your heart, because it's as if you're going so much, like you just feel like the world is on your head. You feel as if you're not good enough, right? You feel like you're not going anywhere at all. Remember the good times. Remember the good time with family, with friends, while you're at work, while you're at school. Even remember good times with you, because I know for sure that I'm not the only person that thinks I'm crazy. Yeah, in a sense. And you know, everybody say, oh, you behave crazy and you're behaving mad. I see this post, don't quote me on it, I don't remember it, but it's saying that, it's like they're saying, I have conversation with me, and then turn on and answer the conversation. It's like you're having conversation with you. So you know, you're asking yourself, how are you? And like, yeah, I'm okay, right? So you're having conversation with yourself, and you're answering yourself, and you're laughing on it. You think that I'm crazy, right? I'm not. It's not crazy, because sometimes when you're in that spot, you can't reach out to anybody. It's just you there and God, and the empty house, or the house with furniture sitting at you, looking at you, right? It's okay to go back in that little good memory box, and you know, you're there, you're laughing, and you like, sometimes it's just you alone in the moment, and you know, you say some stuff and you do some stuff, and you're like, I'm to the mad girl here, like, I'm to the mad girl here, like, what are you doing, right? But guess what? It's fine. It's really fine. I sometimes I feel so down. As much as you see I'm so hyperactive, I'm all over the place, you know, sometimes I sit down there and it just flashback, like you just having flashback, what happened last year, what happened last month, And it's like you sit down there laughing to yourself and you're wondering, what is it, Chantel? Are you okay? And I'm like, yes, I'm fine. I'm fine. Memory, try to remember the good stuff so that you don't feel burdened. You don't try to think too much on the negative. What are the good stuff that you have? And I know sometimes for some persons, based on what are the bad memories they have, they might bring up those memories and they put them back in the trauma state. It put them back in the mental breakdown. It put them back in that, that constant headache, because sometimes some stuff happened to us and persons really don't know, and they say, oh, that's the least, man, over yourself, or that everything I got right, and they really don't understand how much that situation have put you back. So if it's a case that remembering the good stuff, after you finish, laugh it off with yourself and cry it off with yourself, if you think that is going to bring you back to the stage, like, don't go for it. Recreate memories then. Try to recreate memories. If it's that you're going to story up that memory box, and after a good laughter with yourself or a good laughter with a friend, after everything done and you feel happy, you feel nice, and then you start to step back, realize, it's coming back after. Create good memories. Just create it. The second to last thing is reach out for help. I think pride sometimes get the best of us. I think it really does get the best of us, because we're here and something happened and we're afraid to say that I did this or this happened to me, because the fear of you saying it to someone and then that someone telling to someone and that someone telling to someone, and then you saw those persons, you see how they start looking at you certain way, they start to act certain way, they start saying some remarks, and it's like you're wondering, like, what's going on. And I know a lot of persons may have their situation and they said not telling anyone, for them it's fine, or confronting it with God is fine, and nothing is wrong with reaching out to God and telling him that what you have done, asking him for forgiveness. But I think sometimes God place angels here, or he has sent angels here on earth to assist us, and I cannot testify that in so many ways, right? But reach out for help. Whether you decide that you're going to go on alcohol fasting or you're going to go on your knees and talk to God about the situation, but reach out for help as well, because sometimes we think that something is happening and it's just we alone going through, like nobody understand, nobody know how you truly feels about it. And I know there's I think it's like a theory or something that in order for one to really understand, I learned it in sociology, that's like 5 years ago, I think, where the theory really speaks that in order for one to understand what someone is going through, they have to experience it. And I know in some sense it makes sense, and in the next sense it don't make sense, because I mean, even though you may not experience it, there's a possibility like you can tell someone and they're able to like walk you through the process of you recovering from that situation. So reach out and ask for help, because we think that, oh, because I did this, no one will never do it, like no one else have the right mind will do something. And little will you know that someone actually went through the same process and they actually overcoming their fear. So reach out for help, whether to a counselor, to a pastor, to a friend, or a family member. Not just talking just anybody, because some person that will come and say, yeah, girl, tell me everything, and at the same time, instead of them encouraging you, instead of them pushing you, they're actually making things worse, right? So be careful who you seek help from, but it's okay to seek help. And sometimes we think that seeking help from persons will actually work, when really and truly your help comes from within. Like some situation, it comes from within. So that means you have to take some time out. So if you have to take a time out from work, from school, from family, from friends, from social media, wherever, take a 1 week, go move away from your environment, move away from that place where you always feel trapped. So you have to go take a walk, go to the gym, do some workouts, take a walk to the beach. That's like a therapy to nature. Go for the walk, sit down and walk and talk to yourself. Ask yourself, Chantel, what happened? What causing you not to feel happy? How can Chantel fix it? Like, do some self-talking. It really work. You're not crazy, but you just highlight the problem where you have, and you try if it help you, so that you can help you, and that you can be a better person, that you can feel happy, that you can feel free. Like, help comes from within, you know. It really does. It come from outward, but it come from inward as well. Because sometimes when you state the problem and you say, yeah, I really need help, and them are like, me can't help you if you're not willing to help yourself. So if you tell yourself, say you want help outside, alright, then cool, I'm gonna get the help, but at the same time you don't know what's the help that you want, right? Somebody telling you something that you don't want to hear, right? Well, that means you have to go do some self-assessment and try to find out what's happening on the inside first before you seek the help. Write them down on a piece of paper, right? Lay them out in front of you, paste them up, so each day you can tackle those fear that you're having, right? Like, tackle them one at a time. And the last one is that you fight for your happiness, right? Happiness counts right throughout. Like, happiness counts right throughout, right? Because what? Your happiness comes first. It's when you're happy, oh my gosh, the world around you seems like a happy place. Even if the world seems like it's abundant, for me, right, I can't talk for everybody, because I mean, if some person might say, well, if him not happy, if she not happy, if them not happy, me not happy. But for me, my happiness, well, it come first. It come first. Fight for your happiness. Not sit down and feel like, say, yo, them are hold me down. Like, fling them off. Your happiness come first. Best believe me when I say that. Your happiness come first. Don't think about what they might say. As I was saying, it really helps. Like, your happiness has to come first, sisters and brothers. Like, it has to. Like, don't feel like you owe anybody any sense of obligation to determine who you are, to determine where you stand. Fight for your happiness. Like, put every single energy that you have to make sure that your happiness come first. Try to be strong, try to be encouraged, try to be brave, try to be wise, try to be smart when you come on to your happiness. If there's some things in your life that is holding you back from you being happy, just drop it. Don't even think about the consequence, just drop it. Because if they were in your life, then they should have been playing an important part to make sure that you know that you're happy. But then at the same time, I mean, some person come in your life, you know, not to bring happiness, you know, but they bring to come sadness, burden, hatred, that you feel hungry, easily feel upset. But what I come to realize that when those negative attacks come by you in your life and try to destroy your happiness, you tend to realize that, I mean, sometimes it catch you like off guard, like it catch you bad, like it just catch you, like, I said, can you imagine? I've never expect this from Chantel. Like, I don't expect it from her, like, I don't. But then again, you realize, say, yo, if Chantel didn't do that, or Chantel didn't say that, you wouldn't realize the capability of how strong you are, right? You wouldn't see how strong you are. So sometimes some things come to destroy you, but you just have to stay strong. You have to stay firm and just know, so that this task or this obstacle not gonna let me feel weak. It may daunt on me a little, I might feel weak a little, I may feel discouraged a little, but it makes you stronger. And if you can attest to that, I know a lot of person can, to say, boy, you know, this happened to me, and whatever said this to me, and you know, the person really hurt me, and the situation really take a toll on me. But the fact that you're able to overcome it is a lot, because you overcome it because you choose happiness. You know what's best for you, right? These are my few encouraging words for you. I do hope that this had some form of meaning for you. 1, 2, or 3, or all of the tips that I've shared will be able to help you to come out of that zone, to come out of that zone where you said it's okay not to be okay, right? And as I said, it's okay not to be okay, right? Because we're human beings, we do have feelings, So it's not like we're gonna say, oh, you should always be okay. That's a lie. That's a lie from the pit of hell. It's okay not to be okay, but at the same time, make sure that you are okay, right? It's okay not to be okay, no, but it is very important to be okay, right? Choose happiness, fight for your happiness. With all those tips that I've laid out, I do hope that it would lay on somebody's heart, and even if it doesn't lay on your heart directly, you can pass on the message by sharing this video to somebody where it can impact their life, where it can change their life. It can start off good for them. It can be a little word of encouragement for them. So if you find this video very informative, very supporting, very encouraging, definitely give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, and share with a friend. And as the team says, it's okay not to be okay, but it is very important to be okay at the same time, because when these burdens of life come at you, sometimes they really take a toll on you, and it take a toll in a sense that you feel as if, you know, your okay is not coming for now. Your happiness, your joy, your wow moments, they're just not going to come anytime soon. But just remember who you are, remember the fighter you are, and try to push forward. Like, try to push it no matter what. Okay, thank you so much for tuning into Shantana Redman channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I really appreciate all the love and the support you guys have given and been showing so far. Don't forget to check out all my videos, like, comment, share, and tell a friend to come by. So see you next time. Bye.